Coming up July 1st on the Whimsy Farm podcast. In episode 6, we talk about gun violence and gun safety legislation with two women, Gwendolyn LaCroix of Michigan and Amanda Wilcox of Colorado. Gwen and Amanda are mothers who suffered the most horrible loss. Each of them lost a child to gun violence. What's incredible is that through this loss, they became change agents, working as activists to help save the lives of other children. They share their stories with me, as well as what they are doing today to reduce gun violence.
And a client came in for his regularly scheduled appointment and just immediately opened fire through the glass. And he shot Laura 4 times, twice in the chest, once in the back, and once in the hip. The fatal bullet hit, I think, 5 of her organs. We believe she died instantly. Later, the person in the funeral home told us that she still had her pen in her hand, which he had never seen before. So our hope is that she never witnessed a violent act.
But we had moved a few months beforehand, and I didn't realize that there was a pistol in the hallway closet, or my ex-husband had not secured it. And I don't know whether Jonah was still in the house or he somehow got back in the house. But while we were at the hospital, he took off his glasses and lay down on the floor and shot himself in the right temple.
You talked about there is no word for parents who've lost a child. There actually is a word in Chinese, and a literal translation of that is person without a future. And it's interesting you brought that up, because I think that is why my husband and I got involved in advocacy work. I had to find a new future. I had to find meaning in my life again. It was stripped of meaning. Getting involved.
But here in Michigan, I testified in front of the Senate for safe storage, which we have now passed, safe storage of firearms. If Jonah died today, my ex-husband would be facing 15 years in prison for failure to secure a firearm, resulting in a minor gaining access to it and causing the death of themselves or someone else. But everything is an uphill battle right now. And in this country, it is just unbelievable that the number one killer of children and teens are firearms, but we can't even get a law passed saying children should not have access to firearms.
Getting involved in gun violence prevention advocacy was a natural fit for me. I actually joined what's now called the Brady campaign back in the 1980s, because I was always concerned about gun violence. I did a donation once a year. That was it. We did our annual donation 15 days before Laura was killed. And after the shooting, I realized I need to do more than write a check once a year. And that was the same time that it was after the Million Mom March had happened in Washington, and sort of the grassroots effort for working for gun violence prevention was taking off. And California, where I lived at the time, had a lot of Brady, what we now call Brady chapters. And so I immediately plugged in with the work that was going on there and other advocates, and worked with the Brady National Policy Office, and had a very big learning curve. But in the end, my husband and I passed about 80 bills in California, which of course is a state very receptive to the kind of work we were trying to do in our effort to save lives. My husband and I first worked on mental health care advocacy, trying to get more funding for mental health care treatment. And a lot of that work kind of informed our later work on gun violence prevention. So
my friend Denise, her son, again at the age of 17, was shot in the head with a ghost gun of his friends. The friend was 17. This was the third ghost gun that he had bought online illegally, and his mother had even told the gun seller, this person is 17. You please don't sell another kit to this person. The third ghost gun is the one that shot guy in the head. And it makes no sense. The majority of gun owners want their guns to be secure, right?
Right.
This is not a difficult thing. My friend Diana was coming up against someone who was like, "Well, I'm in a hunting area. People don't want to lock their guns up." I'm like, "Why? I mean, are the
Why
deer
not?
breaking into their house? Are they gonna need it? Why would you need a gun ready access if you're using it for hunting? That makes no sense."
I want to ask what you think is the answer to the question why. We're not talking about a gun ban. We're talking about gun safety. We're talking about minor inconveniences or measures that save lives. And yet, why the fragility? Why does that freak out so many gun owners? What's going on psychologically that this is even an issue anymore?
Mean, look at anything. Anytime we try to change anything, right? It's a knee jerk. There's some people out there who are like, "I won't wear my seatbelt." Oh, okay. You don't want to, right? Like, the change is hard.
I'm part of the Gun Violence Prevention Coalition in Colorado, where I still have a lot to learn, and so know of events, and we coordinate on legislation. And I have testified on bills, and will continue to. I work with Brady's policy team on legislation that we want to prioritize, and so I do kind of what I did in California. Uh, to a lesser degree, we have Brady staff now. We didn't in California. Nick and I did it all. In Colorado, because so many of our gun deaths are by suicide, which has just been harder to legislate, really. Um, and that's pointed out, oh, we've passed all the gun laws and the gun deaths aren't coming down. Well, it's harder with suicide. And I think we need other approaches. So I guess I'm looking at going beyond the policy part and trying to do the education and sort of cultural change that is needed, so very much needed on this issue.
Please join me, Carolyn Crane, on July 1st for the Whimsy Farm podcast, where we talk with good people doing good things. You can find all the links you need at whimsyfarm.net.
whimsyfarms.net